What's up, guys? Welcome to Binge Eater, the podcast. Your boy, the sauce boss, Donnie Duckett's Big Lynch. And we were just talking about how scared we are.
Yeah, man. Linear time. It's got me f***ed up. You know, just in, I don't know about you guys, but every once in a while I get in these, I don't want to call it depression because I'm not depressed. I'm very happy with my life. But every once in a while, I just start, you start having those existential thoughts that creep into your brain. At least I do, periodically in my life. It sort of pops in and it's like, I just want to tell that fucker to get out of there and just maybe, relax. But unfortunately, it's not so easy, to push those thoughts of linear time out.
I think you're saying linear time, you mean just like bad thoughts. Like thinking about the water wars.
No, yeah, I just think that
like it could be anything. It doesn't need to be linear time. You could be like, China is here.
Sure. No, I think it's also environmentally. It's kind of, we're reaching all kinds of breaking points and records, and there's just not enough being done. It's like we know it, but we're also not getting it back on the rails. So it's kind of just like, all right, we all have to accept it that there's forest fire smoke all around us all the time now.
So now I want to ask you about this because I kind of have two minds when it comes to that. I see obviously the news and Twitter, like the way we consume information now is so different than back when we were younger. Like we receive so much more information. We're told so much more because it's 24-hour news cycles now, right? Like there's just channels dedicated to news. You know what I mean? You can go online and people are just talking about, everything essentially going on. Do you think it is getting worse as a fact no matter what, or do you think it's overblown, or is it between the two because we have access to so much more information now? Like this is the part where I have a hard time.
You're saying about the environment?
I'm saying generally, like I feel like, and even in the environment stuff, like to some degree,
the environment stuff.
No, there's more that we would never catch this much of it.
No. It's not about that. It's about the fact that there's like measurable parameters like temperature and currents and all kinds of things and extinction of species. I did call you the other week to talk to you about a few concerning articles I was reading. That's what I mean. Across. So
okay, well, I'll tell you one thing. I do think that social media, because I do have these moments where I'm tripping and I'm thinking about like the water wars.
Sure, yeah.
Or like I'm like, what if like there's some war that I have to participate in actively in my life before it's over? Like this could happen. And I think about like something like that, or I'll think about something even simpler, something like, it could be anything, my dog, and like what my other dog would do, or just these thoughts, or like failure, or humiliation, or things that have happened or I don't want to happen again, and like bad stuff. And I kind of just always, at least for like 15 years at least, just push that stuff out, because you can get caught up in that. Some people, everyone knows a guy, I think, who's really caught up in the negative stuff, and it's consuming. Because that's also ignorance is bliss, literally. If you could just be, if you could.
I think it's more than that. I think it's accepting what you can't control, and the hardest thing is sort of like being confronted with something that you have no real say over. You know what I mean? Like something happening externally. Just like when I say linear time, like I can't stop time. I can't go back. You can't go backwards. It's just so final. Everything about that thought is like, hey, we're just moving in that direction. No matter what happens, that's where you're going.
But I do think that pushing it out is the wrong approach. You should actually take notice that it's kind of like, okay, so it's limited. I better focus on what I want to be doing in the moments, rather than like by pushing it off, you're kind of re-forgetting, which is going to push you to maybe waste some of that time. Maybe more of that time worrying about stuff.
Yeah, I try and let go of it. That's how I describe it to myself. It's like, okay, like this is a fact of life or whatever.
Submit.
Yeah, pretty much. And just sort of like, I agree with you.
Take Apollo's arrow right up your ass.
You were saying like, is social media, how it affects things. Like I could think of a way how social media, because I would think about stuff like that. Are things worse these days than they were like ages ago, or is it because of social media I'm just hearing about all that stuff? Anything happening, whatever it may be, I'm just like, yo, the world's crazy these days. Maybe it's just always been crazy, but I can think about social media directly influencing something that I saw happen this year. Like I remember earlier in the year, I found this out, and I always kind of heard it, but then I saw it in effect, was that like it was some viral video and the security guard didn't do anything when someone was shoplifting, and nor did the employees. And the person left, and I saw that. Then I remember the conversation being like about that, how that's a thing. And I remember just seeing that on social media whenever it was the recurring Reddit comment, whenever there was like, it'd be like, oh yeah, they can't stop you when you're shoplifting because they could get sued or whatever it is. That's not their job or whatever it isn't. And then just seeing like, some places get like cleaned out, and now on video you see people running into designer stores and grabbing a shit ton of like $50,000 worth of like silly designer clothes, and like
right, because they know the police aren't going to respond unless it's like $60,000. So
no, not even. There's just like there's literally like just not anything that happened. You run in masked, and I'm not tackling this person on behalf of Gucci,
right?
Like I'm not doing that. So like they run in and people just they grab shit and they run out. You can't
physically catch that many people. Like one person might get caught.
I saw a guy in Vancouver. He was this dude, and it was this big white guy like walking out of Foot Locker, and all his clothes are just stuffed with clothes, and he's walking out casually. But some other dude was like pushing him and stopping him, and like he's dropping the shit and he's picking it up. But like that guy could have got punched in the face.
Yeah,
he could have got, and it's cool. I mean, he did it. He stopped it, and like all the respect to him. He didn't fully stop it. That guy got away and he dropped a bunch of items, but he still like
that's it. He plugged the hole.
Yeah, it's just that exists more so. I think something like because of social media. Because I just remember and I know people were always shoplifting, but running into stores and cleaning them out, like
smash and grab.
Like who's gonna do what? It's like next level.
If I could bring it back, like you're saying, is it getting worse or is it social media? And I said, like, with the environment, there's all this measurable shit. And it's the same thing with all this. And there's a good book, actually. It's only a couple of years old. I think it was like 2017 or 18 it came out, called Enlightenment Now by Steven Pinker. And it actually measures all these things like the R word, murder,
short
assault,
or long? Oh,
short, the SA word, and all these metrics about where it happens all over the world, like death from, child mortality, disease, famine, all these things. Every single metric, on every single imaginable metric, humanity has gone up. Like everything's gotten better for everybody on the planet. Even the poorest people in the world that are still poor are still better off than the poorest people in the world 400 years ago. Like, and if you zoom in on the graph, it goes up and down a bit. But if you zoom out, it's just straight up. Everything gets better, but everything's in our face.
But the environment gets worse.
The environment gets worse because we're also measuring that. And so we're measuring the crime thing. We're like, oh, regardless of how it feels, it's actually getting better. We measure the environment and we're like, oh yeah, the way it feels is correct. It is getting worse, and we've measured that too.
What's crazy about the environment, and this is just like a side tangent, but I was just thinking about this the other day when I was in Florida. Like I'm shopping in Canada, and in Canada you can't get a bag. There's no way to get a plastic
I can get a bag in Canada.
You can't
get a bag right now.
I got your bag right here.
Yeah, let me talk to the guy.
You can't get a plastic bag when you're going to get like groceries or the store or whatever.
Right.
It's just not possible. They've made it pretty much impossible in most provinces to do that. I was in Florida and motherfuckers do not give a shit out there.
Yeah, they got rules.
Like you get charged money here to get any type of bag.
It's like that too. If you're like in New York or something, I'm sure they're probably
but the state of Florida is the size
but
of
Florida's a wild swamp.
But they're not giving a fuck. Like literally, like they don't care. Like I was like, oh, they just don't do anything that we do.
You know what I did, Lynch? You know what I did? I'm doing the dumbest fucking thing right now. I've been intermittent fasting for a couple weeks, and I'm actually doing really well in terms of the time of
We've
my
all
fast.
been there before, by the way, but I continue.
In terms of the time I'm fasting, I'm actually like doing great. Today I fucked up so bad. My problem is I'm fasting but not meal prepping. So my fucking feeding window opens today, and I go to A&W. I get a double cheeseburger, a chicken burger, and a fry, and a root beer.
You're like,
With
where's the
root
candy
beer.
next?
Did I say root beer?
Root beer.
Stun root beer.
Root beer.
So
Thief.
I
The thief. Yeah.
and I had a fucking cardboard straw, dude.
Oh.
And I don't drink this shit, right? So I'm
Yeah.
like, I got on that cardboard straw,
That
and I
tastes
was
good.
like,
No, you just abandon. You just go cup.
yeah, that's it. It fucking it pinched off on me.
It's not reasonable.
You know, you are at the one fast food spot where you drink it out of a glass, though.
Yeah, I was in
Drive-through.
I'm eating it in the foot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm eating it.
you
Still
have time
pop
to
the
go
top.
inside
You
and
still
deal
pop
with
the
that.
top off it. Did you get root beer? You got root beer.
I got
Yeah,
I got
root
root
beer.
beer. I got root beer and a cardboard straw, and I ate it in the car like a fucking rat.
That's the best one.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
It tastes better in the car.
it does taste better in the car. You got to fog the windows.
Do you think there's
know?
some science? Like, there's
Tastes
gotta be
better in the
some-
car, but there's never enough in the car.
You're never satisfied. That
Yeah.
The car is never enough.
Yeah. Not enough
If
ketchup in
you
the
drop
car.
an onion in the car, forget it, bro. That's the fucking end.
It took
of you.
one time in my
one
life
onion,
to-
you're toast.
It took one time in my life to buy like McDonald's, a trio, and like eat it on the way home and get home and be like, now I have nothing. Because I was driving, I didn't think about eating, so it felt like I ate nothing. I'm
Yeah,
hungry again.
yeah.
So that's when I realized I gotta buy, and this is how I got fat, by the way. This is why I was like, oh, I need one for the trip.
I knew one. Road.
Oh,
I
you
wanted
got
to
you
that.
get like a walking around burger
But you
plus
need
a
that,
take home
though.
burger.
That's
Yeah,
a must-have.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
known thing. You gotta get the like snack wrap or the little
One for the
fucking-
road.
Yeah.
I'm close to it, but like, I mean, when I was the most dialed in,
Yeah.
McDonald's just on its own, or even one burger there, nothing
Tasted
else.
like just
I was like, I was like, this is enough.
yeah.
I was
But you
like, this
were
is fine.
you were
like
locked
a
in, though.
Big Mac is fine. It just so happens that I love a double Big Mac and a supersized fry with the
Yeah,
chicken
it's
on
true.
the side.
I'm trying to
Supersized fry is so lit.
I'm trying to cut down like getting down from the calorie consumption is so fucking hard because you're just so used to eating so much. And then it's like, oh, now I
it's
gotta
'cause-
chill. And you're like, I'm like, oh, I gotta chill, okay. And I'm like just hungry all the time, but I'm eating an appropriate
How
amount
many
of food.
calories?
You're not even hungry. You're
How many
starved.
calories?
I don't count the calories. I just know intake is less than what it was. And I can just tell by and then I start thinking about food and then I get consumed for like 30 minutes thinking about like snacks. I'm like, oh shit, I can't do that. That's not. In fact, I was going to ask him coming to Montreal. I'm like, how do I not fuck up in Montreal?
Just eat what I eat.
I don't want to eat just like bison in an air fryer. I'm
What
not
do you
built like
want,
that.
bro?
I'm not built like that. I don't know.
What do you eat then? What's wrong with bison in the air fryer?
I'd rather like,
What
Bro,
about-
just go meat and
First
veg.
of all, are you good with an air fryer?
yeah, I fuck with air fryers. Yeah.
Because it's not like you'll be putting the food on my dirty tray. I have those. I got like a
No,
pack
no.
of parchment papers that go in there.
No. I'm
So
not,
it's on
I'm
its
not
own
concerned
thing.
about your. I'm not actually not concerned about your tray. That's not.
You should
bothering
be. I come and fuck my
Yeah.
air fryer.
me. You've been.
but
You've been.
I
You're
got
more likely
some-
biting your nails than throwing your nails inside there.
I've learned that's
Cream
true,
of
that's
some
true.
young guy.
I've learned some good moves actually. Wild boar.
Yeah.
Wild
You know
boar
what?
steak. Wild boar steak with one egg and like a half pack of ramen noodles.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good meal.
There you go. So, how long are you staying in Montreal?
I think 5-6 days.
Okay, well, that's one meal sorted. Okay, keep going, Harley. You need to figure out like 3 or 4 of these a day.
no,
first.
I'm
Well,
just-
no, he wants to eat clean, so it's actually the easiest.
No, I
thing.
don't. I actually don't. I want to go. I want to go into this. I want to go into. The
Yeah,
city.
but you still want like how many times do you eat a day? 4 times. You want to hit like 3 good ones, 2 good ones, just 1 good meal a day.
I've been craving smoked meat sandwiches like on the level that's really
Oh,
bad.
You know,
shit.
that's
Do you know how
you know,
close
I've been-
we are?
It's like big time. I've been like thinking about it. I've been dreaming about
Things
it.
have changed now, and the best one in the city is actually out here.
What? Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so when I'm not thinking about like linear time, I'm thinking about smoked meat sandwiches. That's like kind of where my head goes. That's how I distract myself. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. I'm going to Montreal. I'm gonna go.
When you say linear time, you talking about like you miss like the good old days.
It's just the idea that it's just we're just moving
Before
forward.
the world got weird.
Can't go back. You never
Can't go back.
You're never going back. Nothing that
Ever.
It's done.
No, you're never gonna get it.
Impossible. You literally
You're
can't
never
do it.
gonna get it.
Yeah,
Maybe Elon and Zuck can do it, but not us. You know, we don't got that move, unfortunately.
bro.
So,
No,
you know what you
they
need to
weren't
do?
doing
minute
it.
by minute, second, year by year, month by month, minute
The
by
truth
minute,
is-
second, we're just going. That's
The
it.
truth is,
You know,
the truth is,
and I have a lot to
know-
lose, by the way.
I know beyond a shadow of a doubt,
Mm-hmm.
this right here, for us sitting here and whoever is even listening,
Yeah.
like this is a fucking good day.
Marlon.
I know enough from every point in my life
Mm-hmm.
that there are big parts of why I would like to be back in that time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I know right here sitting with our dumbasses talking on the microphone, whoever's listening to it on their device, if the water wars do come or some shit, even if they don't, just getting older and things changing, we'll look back here and be like, oh, that was a good day. So I think it's always important to be like, yo, at some point in my life from now, today is going to be a fucking good ass day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's literally every day. That's if you look back, it will as time goes on.
Well, not every day is a good day.
No, that's right. But I could think of my worst
Compared
days.
to some future day,
I could think of my worst days 20 years ago, and just how the things that were what they were, and think about how life has changed. Just looking back at it, I'm like, even though that was a terrible day, nothing good happened, there was a lot that I would like to go back for at that time. And that's truth for all of us.
Yeah, of course.
Right now, like as time goes on and things change. I mean, that's just how it is for me. I always long for the past. I love nostalgia. I feel like everyone does.
Might be the age we're at right now. It just happens.
Yeah,
to be
we're in the thick of it because we're like about to be too old.
we're like
Well,
stuck in the.
I
We're stuck
feel
in the
too
weird.
old. I mean, I feel like we've been too old. I'm
Right.
like too old for
Right,
90.
but-
Look at my frame. I'm too old for 99% of what is going on here. The only thing I'm not too old for is my mustache. Everything else around this mustache is not age appropriate for who I am. Not that dumbass haircut, not the Gaylord t-shirt, not the fucking video game headset, the wrestling t-shirts, none of it.
See, you know what? Well, when it's like, with that said, it's like with everything being said, it's like, but also it all doesn't matter in the end. We're just gonna. We're gonna be dust. It's all
every
like
time you think
dude.
far enough,
you're like,
you
oh
get back to like, you know what? So just do what you want.
yeah.
Don't hurt anyone. Enjoy yourself. Don't stress too much. Try and just find joy wherever you can. Like Baldur's Gate, get circumcised if you want.
Lynch, you ever read about free will?
Yeah.
You ever like deep dive on libertarian free will and all that shit?
I have, yeah, that concept of free will, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a few. I've perused a few books and readings about it. I've had a few conversations about it.
Yeah.
Who you
that-
having these conversations with?
None of your fucking business, dude. So I talk to other people other than you.
But not me, but maybe the people at home want to hear about it.
You know,
Jesse?
no.
Derek?
yeah. Alan. Yeah, no. Yeah. What's your take on it?
I definitely believe it's an illusion. I definitely don't think
You
we
think you have a predetermined destiny in the stars written?
No, I don't. I just don't think that you're the author of your thoughts by definition. Like the person that you are every day when you wake up in your consciousness, you're not thinking your thoughts before you think them, right? You think them at the moment you think them. So where did they come from? It's not the person that you exist as every day that's writing them. So it's sort of like, and listen, I'm not qualified to like give the perfect philosophical description of why I don't believe there's free will, but I listen to all the smartest arguments from the best people, and that's the side I fall on, like Sam Harris or Robert Sapolsky. And I reject like the Daniel Dennett model. But Yeah, I just don't think, and like they
Not
can
that
measure
deep into
stuff.
it, I'll tell you that much.
They can
I ain't got a
measure
list of people. That's
I like how you're like, this is what I believe, and all the smartest people believe this too. So that's which side I'm on. Fuck Daniel Dennett. And
Daniel
another
Dennett's super smart.
we
I
should
like him a lot.
We gotta
I
get
just
him on
don't
the
believe him.
podcast. Clearly.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. But yeah, it's a crazy deep topic. We could fucking talk about it for hours, but it's just basically, it's not that you don't have free will. It's not like I hold out my left hand and my right hand and I say choose one and you say left and I'm like, oh, you didn't actually choose because you don't have free will. I just mean if you rewound your life a billion times over, you would make the exact same decisions a billion times because the person that's existing in your daily consciousness is not the top of mind that's making those decisions. It's happening in your brain.
I just think there's too many factors that it's all, I just can't imagine the system. It would be some literal God playing 4D chess for that to, and not for everything to be a predetermined thing. And then to even question it. And then for others to question it and not do it, you know? Well, it's just saying that like, you know, you have the free will to make a choice. To do something.
So exactly. You have the free will to make a choice, but you don't have the free will to choose. How can I explain this properly?
Call up Daniel Dennett, bro. What do you want me to tell you?
It's like, look, you choose to,
not me,
you choose to play the video game you chose.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3. But you didn't choose to be a person who likes video games. That just happened to you.
Okay. Let him cook.
That's the type of shit that I'm talking about.
No, if we're gonna get Daniel Dennett on the podcast, go deeper there because that's the angle. Let's explore that. So, yeah, you think I'm a gamer, born a gamer?
Yes.
Who would doubt it? Who amongst my Xbox, Steam contacts, PSN friends list would deny it?
Exactly, and that's why we can't deny trans people.
But then why? Why am I boxing? Was I determined to be a boxer and get my ass beat?
This is my point. You're not predetermined to be a boxer. But I'm saying we roll back the clock and we bring this up a million times over and you get this opportunity to box because I was so fucked up when I agreed to that match. You roll this back 1,000 times, guaranteed there's like hundreds where I'm like, nah. But there's a couple dozen where I'm just I blow my own head off. Yeah, exactly. In the fucking multiverse.
I think when you really think about it a lot, all this shit, you do end up at this place where you're like, it's a river. And so just,
Yeah, well that is another way to look at it is like it's a river and you're not a boat, you're the river. You're not like riding on it, you're the actual fucking flow.
Life is fucking...
We're so deep on this. When are we going to talk about cheeseburgers?
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
I mean, I guess I did. I talked about my lunch and my straw.
Life is Lemani and you're in Ibu.
Print it, bro. That's merch.
Life is Lemani and you're in Ibu.
I want to go back to somewhere.
That means fly. That means fly, Bobby.
Ibu, owl.
I want to go back to that discussion about the internet and how it's different. And you know what's definitely changed is like, this is a function of the internet existing, is this guy calling the cops on this masseuse that he went to it, I guess, like at nighttime to get a massage, and he flipped over
at nighttime. Was it
crazy
nighttime?
Crazy segue. The way that segue went, it was like a trailer, and I thought I was going to be seeing Blade Runner 2049, and instead I got a
I got Rick rolled.
Imagine you're at your boy's house and you want to watch a movie. You're like, sure, and he put on a. And he did
he puts on Pirates.
God, I gotta stop saying this word.
You gotta stop. It's enough.
And he told me on the phone. You were like, "Yeah, you gotta stop saying that word." I was like, "When do I ever say that?"
You say it so much.
I was like, "When am I ever like talking about?"
It's like so many times. You've said it so many times on so many occasions, and you don't even just say it once. You like 10 times in a row. It's like, all right, man, we get it.
And then when he talks about stopping saying it, he says it 4 more times.
Yeah, exactly. And then he drops then he says like, They start saying like that kind of. They start saying that.
And now who's
I'm gonna bleep it, man.
okay? So bleep it, bro. We're on the fucking Manikuagan.
Okay, bleep
We're on
it,
the
but then
fucking
write it.
Manikuagan.
Bleep it, but write it in the description.
Sounds like you guys backed this guy calling the cops on this rub and tug. That's what it sounds
So
like
for
to me.
those listening at home, it's this video of this guy outside of a massage parlor, and he's like, "I got a massage," and she tried to touch my
religious man.
dick, and I called the cops, and there she is getting arrested, and I'm a good Christian, and she put her hands on me, and I was trying to get my money back.
Yeah,
and she wouldn't do
exactly.
it.
He's trying
And
to get out of pain.
And so we got her arrested.
I knew
and
that
the
was
cops
it.
are there, and like if you take it in, if you really just like watch it and like just take it all in, first of all, there's a neon sign at the front, and I'll tell you right off the bat, if you
says
want to
girls,
know,
girls.
yeah, if you want to know if like this is a spot that Fousey would enjoy, it has a neon sign up front. It's like 10:30 p.m. So I don't know why you're like you're next to like a closed Quiznos in this strip mall, and she already had your money. It sounds like maybe like you had said, Lynch, maybe he wanted the clout.
It felt,
But
to me
he
like,
definitely went there for a hand job, and he bought a hand job and was obviously
Then
not
had-
happy.
Well, no,
with
he
the
said
service.
he said he's
Post nut clarity.
I think he's Christian. Yeah, I feel like it definitely the post nut clarity thing, but he's Christian, and he is like it's a real like religious thing he's pushing.
My theory is that he went and he paid 70 and thought that included a hand job, and she was like, now
It's
it's
extra,
hand
yeah.
job money. He's like, what? Then what's this for?
Mhm.
And she's like, I don't know this.
That's actually a pretty good theory.
Mhm.
I'm now firmly entrenched in Harley's camp.
You
Yeah.
think that's it?
I think
it's one of the like it's an internet ploy. I think it's like a clout thing. I think it's
No,
You
but
think
he's not
he
a
wants
guy.
clout?
He
What's
wasn't
this
a
guy
guy.
going to do with
He
clout?
wasn't. If he was more of a
This is
person
not
that,
Fousey.
yeah, if he had something to push to, then I would think clout. But the people that do that next level of shit for clout will have some more of a landing
but
for
people
what they're
want
pushing.
some people just love attention. They want people to pay attention.
Right.
So say you're like toiling away, and he has a whole religious message behind everything
Even-
he says too. He's like, look,
no, that's not exactly.
I'm saving myself.
Like
I'm celibate. He said this. I'm celibate. I'm saving myself for
but
my
the
future
religion
wife.
thing is part of the clout thing. That could be it.
That's what I'm saying. That's part of it. That's part of the conversation. Like now he may become a pastor. I don't know.
right, but I don't. Think
I have
he
no
did-
idea.
I don't
Like,
think he did. I think
I
the
hardly know her.
motivation for this is because he was mad.
Maybe clout's the wrong word that I'm trying to put together. It's
No, but
more
he
like
was
attention.
he was bothered, like what happened.
Mm.
Something happened
No.
there. Something happened there that
No,
he
I
called the police. He didn't
I think
call
he has
the
to
police.
play.
He didn't go there, give her $70, and then call the cops and be like, "This is gonna be a banger for my Instagram." It all
Exactly.
happened, and he was sitting there, and he's like, "I might as well film this shit."
Mm.
And
Like,
then,
look.
and then the beast in him had to upload it.
You ever be sitting in class and like throw something at the blackboard or make some sort of
Definitely not.
disruption?
No,
We're both definitely not, and it's so funny. Like
Yeah, definitely.
going to school with Donnie, like this is
Yeah.
shit.
Like I've like
This is
thrown-
so that what you just said is something I've never done or
Yeah, me
came
neither.
close to doing,
Yeah.
and I would get in a lot of trouble from my mom if I did that. But you said it so casually. You're like, when you fucking throw some shit at the
But
blackboard.
I know who you're
like,
talking
Yeah.
about, though. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
like
I
you've
know that guy.
experienced.
Wait,
it.
whoever
So, yeah.
that is, he wasn't as chill as Donnie, by the way. But yeah,
Okay,
continue.
all right.
So yeah, I would like open a peanut butter and jam sandwich and like throw half of that to stick to the front of the blackboard.
And
Now-
your school, whoever's listening, Derek, at your school, the kid that did that, he did that because he was fucking poor and had bad teeth that hurt him and made him angry as a child. Donnie did that because he's just street.
I did it because it was hilarious. I was
Yeah.
on for a laugh.
He was trying to make everyone have a good time.
That's what it was.
You're trying to
Sure.
impress the girl that sits next to him.
That we'll call it that. Yeah,
Sadly and
exactly.
truthfully, that's actually what it was.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Where was I going with
I
this?
thought bench pressing was for the ladies.
I'm just saying, when the teacher turns around,
Yeah.
you act just as confused as them. And I think that's what this guy did. He went for his hand job. It probably didn't turn out the way it was. And then he walked out with his camera being, "What? This is a hand job place? Give me my money back."
Right.
I'm
He
gonna
was
call
like,
the
"Wait."
cops.
Yeah, he probably was like, wait, give me my money. You touched my dick. I didn't give you that. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gave her $70 and then he was like, yeah, I want more. And she was like, okay. And then she touched his dick and she was like, it's more money. And he's like, what's this money for? She's, this is extra. He's like, no way. And she's like, that's how it is. Then leave. And
He's
was
like, you owe me
then
a
give
G.
me back my $70. And she was like, no. And he's like, well, you touched my dick. So you owe me money. And she was like, leave. He's like, well, no, I'm calling the cops. You touched my dick. No, unless you give my money. I call the cops. And the cops came, probably like did the thing. They probably got hand jobs and let her go. And that was that.
Listen, I can't help it. Like, reminds me of all these fucking shitty people online who do like really like think when they do these things, like I'm mad, like I want to beat them up. It's like they do like
What?
really,
No, I saw
online,
one thing where
they
I
do like
wanted to
shitty
beat-
things to people in public for videos, and that they're not saying yes to. It's like happening to them, and I was like, if someone did this to me, I would literally stomp their fucking. I would be so mad at this. And it's all
What?
for their stupid fucking.
I saw a video where a guy was sleeping, passed out like on the beach,
Mhm.
and two dudes like went up and like one of them like pulled his bathing suit down and shat on the sleeping guy's like
Wasn't he on a
head.
bench?
Yeah, on a bench near the
Yeah, I
beach.
saw that too.
And like then they went and like filmed his face with the shit on it. And I thought, I was like, oh, if that were me, it'd be my life mission to find you and
It's
Yeah.
like sad.
for
It's sad
3
because
generations of your
it
family.
works though. That's the sad part. It's like people are like,
Well, how can you not click on the shit on
No, but
someone's
people like
face
it.
at the
Well,
beach?
no, people don't like it. Like, I mean, like some people could say the same thing to us when we're watching Fuzi with that type of stuff. But
Right.
it's like people, there's just
People
some
can't
things you can't look
consummate.
away from. But it doesn't mean that you respect the participants.
Right.
I don't respect the guy.
It's like when there's
I'm
a
not-
shooting.
I'm not subscribing to this guy's OnlyFans because he shot on this guy's face or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
so?
But when there's like a story about a shooting and they're like, we know who it is, like you're going to be like, oh, what the fuck? You kind of crave that, like,
You're like, and I don't want to hear this guy's name.
yeah.
What does he look like?
And whose face did he shit on? All right. We're being insensitive. What's the next cheeseburger?
I did see something pretty wild that I was like, oh, like, you know, of course, only in Florida, you know, it's like the classic meme. But some woman killed her roommate, or allegedly killed her roommate, and when the cops went to go arrest her, she asked for a Mountain Dew, and she
Yeah.
poured the Mountain Dew all over herself to get rid of the evidence.
I
And-
before that the cops were saying that she was procrastinating with it.
Oh, you saw this, right? Did you see this?
No, I was reading about
Oh,
it, that
okay.
she like was holding it and she was like, thanks.
Being
and was
weird,
like-
yeah.
And they're like, are you going to sip it? And she's like, oh, I'm going to sip it. I didn't watch it, but they said she was procrastinating. Must have looked so bait.
So yeah.
That's
Is
actually
it
my
even
favorite
true,
content.
though?
Someone that's lying when we know they're lying, like for like an hour and a half interrogation.
Well,
It was originally published by Fox News and then republished by the New York Post, founded by Alexander Hamilton, but two fucking institutions that I do not trust.
Well, the woman, I think, definitely poured a Mountain Dew on her. The question is, does Mountain Dew actually clean the evidence?
Wait,
the
what do we
DNA.
trust here? What do you need a source for? That if it was Mountain Dew or if this entire story happened at all?
Yeah, did this story happen at all?
Oh, this happened.
Okay,
It's a police
so-
report. There's a police report that exists with this. This person was arrested. This man
This
died.
guy thinks because the police reported it happened.
So what's
Um,
the reason to write this fake story for clicks? I guess that's
Flat
it.
Earth, bro. Flat Earth.
That's true.
Will it get rid of it? I don't think so. And I think it's a very Florida thing to think that it would. Be like, if you ever get arrested,
I
just get
mean-
yourself a Mountain Dew and then they won't be able to prosecute. Like,
Mountain Dew looks like it could get rid of it. Like it looks like
It
a
looks
cleaner
like it's-
solution.
it's
Yeah, I
fucking
was supposed to get rid of my
sugar and
cum
water.
too, and I'm still nutting big time.
Yeah, fucking. Didn't Lewinsky was an avid Mountain Dew drinker.
I've had a Mountain Dew and fucking God knows how long. I haven't
Yeah.
walked in like, damn, I need that Mountain Dew right now.
I don't even know where they're at anymore. Like Code
They're around,
Red was
I
like
know.
hot shit for me.
No,
back
I have cases of Mountain Dew Zero.
Oh, we're
Stop
back
with
to
the
the zero.
zero.
The zero
Stop
thing
with
is
the
this
zero.
zero thing's a big thing. The zero is taking over, man.
Yeah, Zero's amazing.
I think
Why-
a zero over diet for sure.
No, diet over zero.
Yeah,
all
no,
day.
first
Zero
of all,
over diet.
the Dr. Pepper
And that's
Zero.
why it's already been decided. That's why Zero's on the come up, bro.
Zero
The rest of the world's already doing it.
I think it's great marketing.
Zero's literally like the metric.
Zero's like
system.
it didn't even happen. You didn't even drink this soda that's going to kill you. It's just
And
it just
diet-
doesn't exist. It's
Diet
zero.
is a negative connotation.
Zero problems, zero issues. You know, 0 calories, 0 sugar.
Zero's sick. It just
zero.
tasty. I still love Diet Coke,
Yeah, you're a hater though.
but I hit those zeros big time these
No,
days.
you're a hater.
Because Zero's out there doing the shit that no one else does. Like you should go to I've had Orange Crush, Diet Orange Crush, Diet Sunkissed and Sunkissed Zero, both at my house same time. You wouldn't even
Like
know.
for on purpose, like for two different purposes.
Like I had Diet Sunkissed because I like to switch it up, get a Diet Orange drink sometimes. And then I saw Sunkissed Zero and I was like, oh, motherfucker.
Like
playing
y'all could
right
come
now.
home too.
Yeah. Put them both up.
But you brought up something funny though. It's like, why is Pepsi?
Yeah, every
gotta-
time. That's the podcast.
why is Pepsi
Ghost.
committed to Max? Like, what are they fucking doing? Like Pepsi, I think we've been hating on Pepsi this entire like arc of the
Dude,
podcast 'cause they
Pepsi
keep
is a
fucking up all the
subpar
time.
product.
People fuck with Pepsi, man.
When you are like just when I was bouncing around traveling there is no Pepsi ads ever, and there's Coke ads everywhere. Like you just don't see Pepsi. The only time you see Pepsi is when like a
North
supermarket,
America?
when a supermarket is letting you know that they have a price on Pepsi.
The
So
only
Pepsi's on the
Pepsi-
picture, but you don't see Pepsi ads there.
The only person I know that drinks Pepsi is your father. That's literally it.
Does he?
I don't know anyone else
Does he? He
who's
wakes up
committed
in the morning
Oh,
and he
don't
puts it
tell
into
me
a
this.
thermos with ice.
Diet?
And
Diet
by-
or what?
Yeah, Diet Pepsi.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. He's on a diet, man.
He would have no teeth if it wasn't diet. And
Whatever
then
that means. So he has no gut microbiome
because
instead.
there's sugar. There's no sugar in it.
He's
Exactly.
literally the
There's that
only
it's not-
synthetic shit.
it's not-
that's
it's
person
not
I know
bad for you.
But
who's
it's not
committed
fucking.
to
It's not
Pepsi.
melting your teeth.
I don't even think I've seen him drink a Diet Coke.
All right. I got a fucking trivia question for you too.
Sure.
What was
Dumb
Pepsi?
as hell, bro.
What was Pepsi
Say
called before it was
Next.
Pepsi?
Oh shit! I said that word.
What was Pepsi called before it was Pepsi? Lynch, I see you
Pepsi
Googling stuff.
Cola.
I don't know. I don't know my Pepsi lore because I don't really fuck with Pepsi.
Me neither. I learned this over the weekend and I was like, what the fuck?
What kind of liar told you this?
Okay, let's go next time on Dragon Ball Z. Fuck.
Fucking It's called Brad's drink.
Oh shit!
This is why I never fucked with Brad.
Brad, exactly. B-Rad.
Brad's drink. Yeah,
B-Rad
bro.
was. They were like, nah, we got to drop
Pepsi was
B-Rad.
invented in 1893 as Brad's drink.
We had Bradleys in 1893 called themselves Brad.
That's
I
wild.
guess.
He must
so,
have been
bro.
a fucking party animal.
What is your
Mad.
source?
He
Fox
made
News? What
Pepsi
is
because he was just wanted to be drinking
Fox News.
a drink with Coke in it.
This guy's fucking reading the New York Post trying to figure out where Pepsi's made from. It's liar.
Brad was sipping on cocaine all night.
Yeah. Brad was like, damn, well,
Brad was a cokehead. You want a baggie? Hit up
Coca-Cola came
Brad.
first, right? What came first? Coca-Cola. I think
Water.
we covered this. No.
Agua.
I'm talking about once we committed to the soda.
Definitely Coke because this is 1893. I feel like
Seven
Coke
Up.
was
Seven
before
Up
that.
existed decades before Coke.
Yeah.
You think
No,
so?
bro, you fucking crazy? I made that shit up now. I mean, maybe I don't know.
No,
I was
Coke
just working on my
first, and
Meisner
there-
technique.
and like it's no fucking secret that there was cocaine in it.
Oh, damn. Coke really.
But
they,
It was
giant
really like
amounts
it was like a fucking medical elixir back in the day. It wasn't really like a drink. I don't think.
Oh, I know why it's Brad's drink here. Because Caleb Bradham in 1898, he in North Carolina started bumping that Pepsi. But Coke
Right.
came
Calls
first.
himself Brad, and Brad's his last name.
But then
Brad
they
is
changed it
first
to
half of his
Pepsi
last name.
because it's the cure for dyspepsia.
Damn.
What about that Pepsi?
Coca-Cola came first, though. Coca-Cola was out here
Yeah,
like in
by, like,
1886.
Right.
Like 12 years, man. That's big.
12
No,
years?
I don't give automatic love to the first. I give the one who does it right.
Yeah.
Coke did it first and right.
Mm-hmm. But maybe it's the
Yeah.
commercials because I still like if I see a commercial with the polar bears, I get all like warm and fuzzy inside and forget about linear time and all that. I'm just excited about this cool.
Dude.
Think about Michael Jackson's hair burning. You think about Pepsi?
I do actually, yeah. Pepsi, I'm like, damn, they ruined his life with that.
No.
Wendy, do you find what's your like depressing time? Do you have like a depressing time of year? Is it in the summer where you're like, oh, summer's going too fast? Or is it like
when I'm flying to see you guys tomorrow? That's it.
yeah?
No.
For me, it's every Sunday.
Yeah.
My
fuck,
entire
Sundays
life.
are bad for me, dude. Oh my god.
Harley, there's no way Sunday is the worst day for you. Come on.
No, Sundays are so bad, and my fucking girlfriend hates it because she's like, you ruin half the weekend.
You know
ruin
when
half
Sunday, you know when Sunday, yeah, I'm like that too. But
Yeah.
you know when Sunday was lit? Was when I liked Monday.
Oh,
There were like
when you're
times.
hold on, is this a hustle grind moment you're about to give us right now? is that you're
If
about
you
to do?
don't love Monday, then I got news for you. You're not gonna love the day that comes after it or the day that came before it. You gotta live for Monday. That's day one. How many times you read a book, watch a movie, consume anything, a bite of a delicious steak. The first impression is everything. Actually, I lost what I was trying to say to do this whole bit when you asked me.
You
if
got
I
to
was
hate
going on a
Saturday
current
and
subject.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, no, I liked Monday when there were just times on and off over the last like 12 years where it was good vibes. Like maybe the collection of people were particularly chill, or it was just a good scenario that I enjoyed waking up and like
Blazing.
having like a mirror there first thing in the door and being like, good morning, sauce boss. The cheeseburgers are on their way. And here is a joint. It was rolled up with the hash. Your hash delivery came. I knocked on the door. You didn't wake up, but you left your credit card and I remembered the code. So I just paid for it at the door. And they gave you a pre-roll. Hope you don't mind. Amir is wondering if you can have that pre-roll.
Oh, those are the good Mondays.
And I'm like, bro, get on my face.
You're like, it's 5 p.m. I just woke
And then I
up.
go downstairs, my dog's like, literally my dog all the time, shaking, tripping.
So that's
scared.
because Monday you might have woken up at 4. That's possible.
Not a 4. That's crazy.
I've seen you wake
There
up.
were
I've
some
seen
good
you wake
Mondays.
up at 5 p.m. in my life.
If
I've
I
seen that
ever
happen.
woke up, if I woke up at 5 p.m., I
I've seen
went
you.
to bed at noon.
Okay.
That means you saw me awake
I
when
didn't see
you
you.
came in.
No, I know. I
Yeah.
didn't see you. You were in your dungeon. Or your
Dungeon's
lair.
not upstairs,
No, lair.
bro.
Your lair. Sorry.
Lair, I'll take that.
Lair is a bit more.
Technically, the entire place was the lair. I was in my quarters.
there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah,
Print
exactly.
that.
Chilling. Fuck.
Lynch knew it was lit day at work when he'd come in and look, and there'd be like shoes that can only be the shoes of some dumb bitch.
Yeah. Then I'm like, I gotta go
Okay.
home, please.
And then the dog attacks you because your vibes are off.
Oh yeah, of course.
One
Yeah,
time,
my vibes
this
are off.
little
Sure,
dog,
yeah.
this little dog attacked Lynch.
Broke
He
my
was
skin.
coming in,
Broke my
and
skin.
he was like, "Yeah, the dog bit me," and I'm like, "Oh, for real?" He's like, "Yeah, bad." He's like, "Bad." I'm like, "You bleeding?" He's like, "Ish." and then I laughed for a little
It does.
15
It
minutes.
does hurt though. Even that little bit hurts.
Well,
When-
The worst
The
that could
dog
happen
was
is a
jumping
pinch
his-
bruise. A pinch
Yeah.
bruise.
The dog
For
was
sure.
jumping and like smashing its head against.
You
the
were
window.
forever an op to that dog.
Well, guess who
I
won?
was so crazy.
I'm
bro,
still
dog.
around that dog. That dog ain't around no more, is it?
That is
It
true.
looks
That
like I'm
dog's
still around.
fucking cut.
Yeah.
It's
The
so
dog's
funny
alive, by the
'cause
way, not
I
dead.
obviously my cousin, love my cousin, but like when you're an op to a dog that's cool with me, I'm kind of like, well, what's up?
What's
Like
up?
I don't side with my family there. I'm kind of like, what's the dog see that I don't see?
That's what you're thinking.
Like blood is thicker than water, but a dog,
that's
a
'cause the
dog's blood
dog
is even thicker than our blood. Did you know
the
that?
dog has established its alphaness over you easily. It's not so easy to get over me. The dog has to attack me and try and win, and unfortunately, that dog lost that day. You know?
That you think that dog's like, yo, what? This guy's the only guy here physically that could threaten you right
Pretty
now.
much, yeah.
This guy
Everyone
could threaten
else-
our position, Lord Harley.
Yeah, everyone is like sitting around like, you know, being subservient to this fucking dog while I'm out here alphaing the shit out of this dog. I'm like,
Subservient, by the way, those listening, it means we were petting it and telling it was a good girl.
no. Irregardless of that fact, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Bro, stop dropping your fucking nuclear bombs on us with that irregardless.
What do you mean? What's wrong with that?
You heard me. Nuclear.
I didn't say irregardless. I said regardless.
You said irregardless.
I said regardless.
Bro, rewind that tape back.
You don't even have to say that. He has to listen to it again.
No, I should regardless. Come on.
Yo, mark the time.
I thought you were doing a bit.
probably
You
the
said
kind of guy-
irregardless. You said irregardless like every time the last 3 times you've said it, and I thought it was always a bit.
Yeah, me too. You said it last episode too, or 2
Yeah.
episodes ago.
Last episode. But I thought you were doing a bit. You weren't doing a bit? You look terrified. Right?
Yeah, what happened to you?
Oh, this guy's
What
time is
the-
linear right now.
Yeah, bro. It's just wormhole. I think that was the butterfly effect. It was like 17-year-old.
Why do you got to end the
came
bit
in.
early? The bit was still going. I was going to continue on this bit for the next year. Okay.
What,
I was
were you
going to be dropping it
You
regardless
actually-
forever. I was never going to stop. Just to see Donnie's reaction every time I said
All right.
Oh
well,
shit! I didn't know. I got
I
scared.
didn't know you were.
You guys were like, oh shit, maybe
And then
he
when
is
you
it.
said you could have kept the bit going, I thought you meant when you locked up there. I was
Yeah,
that'd
me
be
too,
sick.
for
That's
a
good
year.
one.
I was.
That would've been a long
I
year.
was. I wasn't.
we have to get a 4th host that's not allowed to say anything, but they have to sit there the whole time.
Amir.
Well, we got to
Amir.
cut it because Donnie doesn't
He
like the
would
silence.
never. He would have so much to say.
Donnie hates the silence, so I have to cut that whole part out because I'm too quiet for too long.
We should hire just some old man to sit here and be like,
Just as our audience of one is if we're talking to one.
no,
No, but
he's
I
on the
actually want, like,
podcast.
yeah,
he's
yeah.
a host. If
Yeah.
shit ever popped off and we started touring, like he's coming too to sit there like. And I know how this shit works, by the way. I've been here. He will be the most popular person on the podcast, and he will sell the most shirts.
Yeah.
And he and I will get into a very intense legal battle.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I want a low angle though, like a low boomer angle from the phone,
yeah.
like a
No,
profile
boomer-
picture in the
boomers do
driver's
it
seat
like
of your
this.
truck.
You do like this. I know, like all these boomers, like
No, but the man,
they're trying to do the photo trick. You know, they go
No, that's the
They do it?
millennials. That's the
And they go-
MySpace. That's us.
they go
That's
like
our
this.
people.
all of a sudden it's like they're taking pictures of the top of their head. They're like, oh, this is a skinny angle, but it looks insane. It looks
It
like
is
they're in
very
a.
funny.
It looks like they're in a, you know, and just the
A
angle.
what?
Yeah, you know, Harley.
What's
I
really
don't.
crazy? What's really crazy is like people like my parents don't know the difference between a good picture and a bad picture.
no, they don't.
So like I'm like go to my mom's house and there's this like gruesome background picture of her and I think I mentioned this before on the podcast, but like every time I go there I'm like, this is disgusting. And like I love my mom, but like you don't look good either in this.
That's a bad.
You
photo,
have no idea
it's
what
like the sun's in your face. You're both squinting.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
no worse. We're like in a dark restaurant and like the flash is blasting us like this, like with your and I just have like pimple winter skin.
Yeah, you have like fat under your eyes.
It's like my face is dark in
She's
places
like,
where
it's
it
beautiful.
shouldn't be.
Me and my boy.
She looks terrified. She's like,
I know the face you're talking about.
I know. She's like,
Exactly.
We all see it.
I know exactly.
We all see it.
it's jokes because she doesn't listen. So
Yeah, we love
it's
you.
fine.
Don't worry. Yeah, we love you.
No, she's not here. She's not
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Schneider.
Yeah, the Schneider cut.
We should make the Schneider cut of all our podcasts where it has just a guy there named Tom Schneider.
Yeah.
Bring him in. Yeah. He had me. I think about some really.
Yeah, Yakov Schneider.
Would you rather yak off or Schneider?
Oh fuck. Okay.
You're saying
Anyways, have you guys ever noticed that Bam Margera looks like Uncle Phil now?
yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
Speaking of linear time.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
I got lost. I was like, this is actually the most factual statement someone's ever made is that he's just fully turned into Uncle Phil. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
What's really discouraging for
sunrise,
you,
sunset.
what would be discouraging for you is like if you really think about it, like if you went jogging 30 kilometers every day,
Mhm.
like to what? Look like Uncle Paul? He looks amazing, but like that's a lot of work, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
I think Uncle Paul is maybe a better
You're
call
right.
than Uncle Phil. What do you think?
But Uncle Paul is incredible.
Hold on, no, Uncle. Is it Uncle Phil or Uncle? Is it Phil or no? It's Uncle Vito.
Uncle Vito, yeah.
That's who it is. I'm
No,
saying
Uncle,
Phil.
Uncle
No,
Paul.
Phil-
Uncle
Phil's
Paul.
his dad.
Phil's his
Phil's
dad.
his dad, and Uncle Phil's from Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I know. I got mixed up
Uncle
there.
Paul is like,
I was thinking about the Schneider cut. I got lost. I don't know.
Yeah, bro, you're lost in the schneid.
Yeah, Uncle Paul. Yeah,
he's in better. He's
better shape than
Like,
me. Yeah.
better than Donnie.
He's making tomatoes.
Hey, oh, just because I had fucking A&W for lunch, you guys have been attacking me.
I can't imagine he's had A&W any.
You know what's
I'm
funny is that if
facing
he's gonna
him
have
here.
a burger, it will be an A&W burger, but it'll be super.
Is that where he goes?
No soda, just like a little he'll get an A&W burger.
Soda.
What do you mean? What burger is he gonna go get there? A teen burger?
All right, he's got to get the grandpa burger now because that's where.
Did we ever have
Yeah,
the
Did you get that grandpa burger, or they call it cops on him?
No, he gets a team burger. I think it's.
But
like a team
you said
burger.
your dad's in good shape, but you could still beat his ass, though, eh?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're all our families are mutants. Like I'm 4 inches taller than my dad. Like when I stand next to him,
since 16, we could have wrecked our dads.
yeah, yeah,
Not
exactly.
me.
That's when they became fearful. That's when my dad got scared because I used to have a temper. You know, not anymore, but there was a time. In my
I'm
life.
not saying my dad ever slapped me, because like for sure that's neat. But I remember in a dream this didn't happen one time. I was like maybe even like 12 or something. Like the hand came and so easily. I was like, that's how this is gonna. That's what this is like.
Yeah, you got this. Yeah,
You're like,
Yeah.
it was that all along?
yeah. I was like, well, once I was 6 foot.
no, you beat up your dad first. Go.
Once I was 6 foot. No, it is a weird moment when you realize you're like bigger and stronger than your own father, and it's like fucking weird. Like just realizing that you have the physical upper hand. Other than he has dad strength, but I do believe in dad strength. There is something.
That's
to
why
that.
dads prefer their daughters, because you don't get jealous of them. It's not like another man in the house.
Is that what's gonna happen? I'm gonna have some son and be like, this little fucker better not think
Way
he
funnier
runs
than
this
yeah,
shit.
it's so
You're
much
gonna
funnier.
have some
He's gonna come and
son.
be like, I'm gonna have dad. You
Yeah.
wanna know, bitch?
He'll be
And
right.
he's gonna grab my nipples and push me over while still holding
He'll
them.
be writing
I'm gonna
stand up. He'll be writing stand up at 9. Everyone's gonna love.
That's
him.
it. He's gonna be
Like,
funnier than you. He's gonna have a better hairline
Bigger
than you.
dick.
You're
He's
gonna
gonna
be
come
like,
out at
"Bitch."
11. He's gonna come out at 11 years old, stand up with me, be like, so my dad's mad gay.
Yeah,
I've been having a little dick.
yeah, he's gonna come.
I've
with
been having a bigger dick than my dad since I was 4.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be a good bit.
Yeah.
And then he takes
What did you picture? What did you picture?
That's Harley's son.
Yeah, was he
Exactly
tall?
you. No, I was picturing
No,
you.
I was looking at your face and be like, "Just a mini Harley." Wow.
Yeah, I was just seeing you.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
exactly.
But like, obviously,
That's even better if it's a
half
girl.
You
black.
should fuck around and find out if have a son. See what happens.
Have a son. It's not a fucking soup. You can't just like.
You
Have
can
a son.
You can have a designer baby if you want.
Sun soup.
We shot a video not too long ago, or maybe a few
Not
months ago,
me.
with Brandon Herrera.
Yeah.
And did you see he's running for Congress?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I thought that was
I think it's
so
crazy.
interesting.
He's
What state?
And I didn't meet him. I don't know him. I know he was in the video. You had talked about him. You were like,
Yeah, he's
with
the
him,
AK
right?
guy.
Like you spent time with him, right? And he's bumping. He boxed someone recently too. You know,
yeah,
boxing
he's
match.
ripping the side quest game so fast.
Crazy.
He's like he's like in the gun
He's in the-
business,
I'm gonna
YouTube
go-
business, boxed someone, and he did a good move. He came in, boxed someone, and bounced real fast. I maybe should have done the same.
Well, no. Then I was wondering if you were thinking about running it to like be like in like a minister or something, like try and get in like
The minister of mixture.
yeah,
I've thought about that a lot.
get into politics.
Yeah. So he's running for a candidate, U.S. House Texas District 23, and he's got my vote. Brandon Herrera, AK guy.
He would not have my vote.
Yeah, we've had this conversation as well.
Yeah. That's fine. I want him to have your vote. I want whoever
Why,
has
you
his
think
vote
people should
to
have
vote for
guns?
him.
What?
You think people should have guns? That's what he's doing. That's what he's running for.
Yeah, I had it right here. He said he wants to vote for him and not gun grabbers and globalists.
Globalist is
We
dog
know he's
whistle for
talking about.
Jews.
We know he's talking about. He's talking about us.
Globalist is dog whistle for Jew.
Yeah, it is. I just thought it was interesting to see. I can't think of another YouTuber of his sort of size. Maybe I missed this somehow, but like running for, I think it's gonna be a big story because if he can get some traction, the only thing that's weird to me,
Joey Salads is the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this guy seems a bit more likely
drinker?
to this guy seems more likely to be able to get votes. What's interesting to me about it is that you would think because he's so popular online that this would translate to like maybe an easy win or a way to gain a lot of traction, which it could lead to a lot of traction, but a lot of his audience has to be outside of the state of Texas or outside of this district. It's not even, I'm trying to, he like listed where it is. I think it's,
yeah, but it sounds like he has a locally popular opinion, even if his YouTube audience is outside of his district.
I also just thought the font he used for his opponent was
his YouTube audience is where he lives. Like that is like
you think so? That's where it's like localized,
like more beyond that, but it's like that. This is interesting. He's got 2.85 million subscribers. Joey Salads had 2.5 million subscribers. He ran for Congress.
Well, people are mad at him. People don't like him. People like Brandon.
People don't like Brandon also. People are mad at him.
Yes. No. But like that's people on the, I think it's more outside the state of Texas likely. I don't actually know because I don't know him. I don't consume a lot of his content. I did when we were making the video and I looked at it and whatever, and it's just not my kind of content that I consume. Obviously I'm like watching Fousey clips or something like that. But it's just interesting to see. I wonder how much the impact of his following will help him in this. Like how much help will it provide? Like how popular is he locally with his content? Because, it's a global audience, right? Like he's appealing to people that potentially are, like, I'm sure outside, maybe probably mostly American audience, but like, who knows where.
1 point over 1 million views in a couple of days, like on your
30,000
channel.
He has two YouTube
that's
channels.
Valuable.
He has 2 YouTube channels. He has a second one that's going to document. He's going to document the whole thing. He's like, I'm going to lose money doing this, is what he said. But he's going to vlog or document it on his second channel the entire time. But it was like a 10-minute video announcing it, and I was just interesting.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
I thought it was interesting.
Like, that makes perfect sense.
I feel like the story
X.com. I get emails from X.com. I'm always like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, oh yeah.
I have no takes about it other than I just thought it was something that's going to become a bigger story, especially if he starts getting some traction, and it's going to be documented online. It's going to be like, it's kind of how things are changing, where you see like these politicians are forced to kind of go into podcasts and talk about what they're doing and like being these long form rather than the sort of like media junket they would normally do, or like sort of just talking to quote unquote, established media, like I think soon in the near future, future, they're going to have to go and sit down at these like podcasts and have long conversations if they want to attract.
But the good thing is they're not held to the standard like they used to be.
No.
I mean, if you were them, if you were a politician,
also,
you're not held to the standard.
What do you mean by that?
It used to be. Like
when a picture of Barack Obama smoking a cigarette comes out, we're like sick. Whereas,
but no, it's ramped up so much.
Sick as in good or sick as in bad? Because I was hyped on that.
Yeah, good, hyped also.
Okay,
I'm not down with cigarettes, but I just a picture of the president smoking a cigarette. I'm like, good.
It makes sense.
I want a person who can fucking chill out for 5 minutes running the country.
What about
not
Barack?
Someone who's like polished?
What about him having sex with mad dudes?
That's good too.
You hear about that?
Did you hear about as long as he gets that toxic nut out of him. No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh, it was his friend wrote a book.
Oh, I saw a headline.
Yeah, that, and also his stepbrother said that he hooked up with mad dudes on Twitter. He was posting about it.
Honestly, you should have ran on that. It would have been more popular, probably.
What? If what?
Getting with mad dudes seems like a good thing now, no?
Well, I was just like, dude, we missed the first gay president, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we could have been enjoying the days and we didn't. Oh yeah, his resurfaced love letters that he had wrote to an ex-girlfriend.
He thought about men.
He said that he imagined having sex with men very often.
Who hasn't?
Me.
What?
My dog.
Cut that.
Thanks so much for watching the Binge Eater podcast. All right, take care, y'all.
I love that. That's such a rattled sign off.